Welcome back to TNLP, the newsletter podcast brought to you by the HazMat Guys. I'm your host, Timmy, here with this week's top hazmat stories from around the U.S. We'll get things started with breaking news out of Fairfield, Ohio, where the body of an employee at the Koch Foods Plant has been recovered after it was initially unaccounted for, following a large fire that sparked fears of a possible toxic gas leak at the facility early Sunday morning. On Monday, the Fairfield Fire Department confirmed the previously unaccounted for employee had been recovered late Sunday afternoon in an area of the building that had heavy damage, near where the building partially collapsed. The employee, only identified as a male employee at the time, was taken to the Butler County coroner to be identified. Firefighters remained on scene overnight, with 2 crews on duty for fire watch. They are monitoring the scene with a drone to watch for ammonia leaks and to check for hotspots. Officials say the drone was utilized to check for heat signatures. None above 50 degrees and no detectable gas releases through air monitoring were reported. Officials say that the fire started around 1 a.m. on Sunday at the plant, which is located at 4100 Port Union Road. The Greater Cincinnati Hazardous Materials Unit was later deployed at 3:30 a.m., with the local shelter-in-place order issued around 4 a.m. Fairfield Police later announced that the order had been lifted just after 7:40 a.m. Fire officials say that this was a 3-alarm fire, with more than 100 firefighters responding to the scene. An explosion was also reported to have occurred during the incident. However, additional details about what may have caused it and how it related to the fire were not immediately clear. Authorities say the fire caused extensive damage to the 600,000 square foot facility, including partial structural collapses in the central portion of the building. Fairfield Fire says 2 employees were injured and transported to University Hospital Level 1 Trauma Center for treatment. Both have since been released. Complicating firefighting efforts, there were fears of an ammonia gas leak spreading into the surrounding air during the fire, which prompted the shelter-in-place order and hazmat response as a precaution. Ammonia is a toxic gas that is commonly used as a refrigerant, according to the EPA. Air quality is being monitored, but officials say there is no danger to the public, with the source of the ammonia having been contained and no ammonia currently detected in the air. Officials say the roof of the building collapsed during the fire. Crews remained on scene throughout the morning. The Fairfield Fire Investigation Unit is leading the investigation into the fire, with assistance from the Ohio State Fire Marshal's office. Times like these make you hope you're up to speed on the latest air monitoring techniques. Check out the HazMat Guys online metering courses and train at your own pace. Learn more at thehazmatguys.com/euniversity. Our next stories broke early after the release of last week's episode. On Wednesday, February 11th, a hazardous materials spill temporarily shut down a portion of U.S. Highway 98 in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. The spill prompted multi-agency emergency response and hours of traffic disruption, according to a post on the South Walton Fire District's Facebook page. Emergency crews were dispatched around 9:15 a.m. after 911 callers reported an unknown liquid chemical spilling onto the roadway, producing visible plumes of smoke near Thompson Road and U.S. Highway 98. The vehicle believed to be responsible for the spill was no longer on scene when first responders arrived. The South Walton Fire District, working alongside the Walton County Sheriff's Office and Walton County Emergency Management, secured the area and temporarily shut down eastbound traffic while the hazard was assessed and contained. Officials also coordinated with the Florida Department of Environmental Protection to ensure the roadway could be safely reopened. Fire officials confirmed the chemical spill was contained to the immediate area and did not pose an ongoing threat to nearby residents or property. The primary impact, officials said, was significant traffic congestion during the cleanup process. By 11:50 a.m., authorities announced the spill had been mitigated and eastbound lanes of Highway 98 were reopened. As the incident unfolded, residents took to social media seeking updates, clarification, and timelines for a reopening. Many expressed frustration over prolonged traffic delays, particularly in neighborhoods near Thompson Road, with some drivers reporting being stuck for extended periods. Others questioned why the specific chemical could not be identified, especially for those living nearby. Fire officials responded that the exact substance was unknown, explaining that responders can only share confirmed information and must prioritize containment and public safety. Several commenters also raised concerns about traffic diversion and communication, while others thanked first responders for their work and urged the public to avoid scam or bot comments circulating on the post that attempted to lure users into clicking suspicious links. Fire officials emphasized that updates were shared only when new information became available and thanked residents for their patience and cooperation during the response. No injuries were reported. Further down the Florida Panhandle, fire crews responded to a HAZMAT 3 situation in Ocoee, finding a smoldering lithium-ion battery inside a semi-trailer. At around 1:40 a.m., February 11th, HAZMAT specialists with Orange County Fire Rescue, with the addition of the Ocoee Fire Department, responded to a parking area on Enterprise Street, finding a 48-foot trailer with a light haze coming from the back door. The area was located near a UPS Worldwide Express Freight Center. The shipping manifest reported that the trailer had lithium-ion batteries inside. Crews found a large 3-foot battery case and wooden box smoldering, officials reported. There was not an active fire. UPS was contacting a hazmat company to dispose of the battery, officials said. Officials reported no injuries and limited damage to the trailer. I won't bore you to death with the same old ad read for the lithium-ion battery course, but if you're not prepared to face these kinds of battery response scenarios, what are you doing? Quit wasting time. Get everything you need to know on lithium-ion battery response from the HazMat Guys. That's going to do it for this week's HazMat News. I heard there's something special in the works. Stay tuned. We'll see you next week. Timmy, over and out.